morning, fellow listeners. Welcome to the special broadcast of LAX Day 2026, a day filled with positive energy, excitement, and unforgettable moments. I'm Aziza Hashimah binti Akbar Basha.
And I am Nur Irina binti Zakaria, and we are delighted to be your MCs for today's event.
Get ready as we bring you all the highlights that make LAX Day 2026 truly special. Whether you're here to support your friends or simply tuning in, we're thrilled to have you with us today. So sit back, stay tuned, and let's make this an amazing celebration together. Once again, welcome to LAX Day 2026.
Even though we are meeting through our screens today, the excitement and energy of LAX Day 2026 are still as strong as ever. Now let us ask you this. When was the last time a simple conversation, a shared laugh, or a meaningful interaction truly made your day? That human connection is exactly what today is all about. So, wherever you are joining us from today, get ready for an inspiring, engaging, and memorable experiences ahead.
Absolutely, and that brings us perfectly to our theme for this year, LAX, Preserving Human Interaction in the Age of AI. In a world where artificial intelligence is rapidly evolving, LAX remains a vital space for us to connect, collaborate, and communicate authentically as human beings.
Exactly. Whether it is brainstorming for a project or sharing a laugh over a creative task, it is that genuine human touch that makes learning a language so meaningful. We have an amazing lineup prepared for you today to celebrate just that.
Before we dive into our main segments, let us start the event with the national anthem Negaraku and Putra Gemilang. The Negaraku and Putra Gemilang will be played shortly, but you may remain seated if you are tuning in from home.
Semangat namamu di sinar zaman. sanjungan, penyumbang bakti ke anak bangsa, pewaris sejati negara tercinta. Damai insani perbaik kota, tersemat citramu semoga kenalan. Dijajah bangsa, didaulat negara, tersurat jasamu rencana kemajuan.
Now let us welcome Mr. Muhammad Azwan to lead the Doa recitation today.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام فحينا ربنا بالسلام Ya Allah, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Let your blessing and your peace be on your servant and your messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and on his family and his companions. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious day, in conjunction with our event, LAX Day 2026, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank you on your infinite favor to us, till we can live in peace and harmony to perform our tasks as your servants, O Allah. We ask your blessing to make this occasion a success. Allahumma ya Hayyum ya Qayyum ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram. You are the mercy of the mercies and you are the Lord of the universe. Give us mercy from your presence and shape for us right. Conduct in our plight. We ask you for knowledge which is beneficial and sustenance which is good and deeds which are acceptable. O Allah, help us to remember you, to thank you and to worship you in the best of manners. Forgive us, have mercy upon us, guide us, give us health and grant us sustenance. ربنا 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 آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Thank you, Mr. Azwan, for the beautiful dua. May our event go smoothly today. To kickstart our celebration and get everyone into the spirit of today's theme, let us watch a short montage about LAX Day. Enjoy!
That was a fantastic montage. It really gives us a great sneak peek of the exciting lineup we have in store for everyone today.
It certainly does. That little teaser definitely got me pumped up for our LAX talks and the big winner announcements later. Now, to mark the beginning of our event, we would like to invite Mr. Amar Rosli, the Program Director for LAX Day 2026, to deliver the opening speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Yang Berusaha Dr. Husni Tahab Sahyun, Director of KELP UPM. Yang Berusaha Dr. Sanima Hussein, Deputy Director of KELP UPM. Yang Berusaha Dr. Azima binti Abdul Aziz, Head of the English Language Proficiency Division, KELP UPM. Yang Berusaha Dr. Azlina Muhammad Sirai, Head of Malay Language and Global Language Proficiency Division, KELP UPM. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salam sejahtera to everyone present today. Good morning everyone, and welcome to LAX Day 2026. Standing here today as a language teacher at KELP, I can't help but reflect on the journey of this program. Watching LAX evolve over the years has been, simply put, really amazing. We have always known that LAX is resilient, having adapted so successfully during the COVID pandemic. But as we now navigate the massive shift brought on by artificial intelligence, I realize that LAX is more than just resilient. It is anti-fragile. While resilient things merely survive a shock, anti-fragile things grow stronger from it. Because of AI, LAX hasn't been pushed aside. Somehow, it has actually become significantly more relevant. Let me be clear, we are not against AI. It is a very brilliant tool, and it has absolutely earned its place in how we work and how we learn. But AI has a limit. It cannot replace genuine human connection. It cannot replicate the authentic, messy, but at the same time beautiful communication that LAX activities naturally foster. The more digital our world becomes, the more we crave these real human experiences. With that being said, today is ultimately a day of celebration. To all the students who have stepped out of your comfort zones and embraced your LAX courses, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And to all the instructors who have worked tirelessly to adapt, guide, and build this program into what it is today, sincerely, thank you. Celebrate your hard work and have a wonderful LAX Day 2026. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Amar, for those inspiring words. It really sets the perfect tone for today's theme.
Definitely, with all these new AI tools popping up, it is easy to forget the importance of actual human connection.
Before we jump into our first segment, for anyone who might be tuning in for the first time, you might be wondering, what exactly is LAX Talk?
That's a great question. To understand LAX Talk, you first have to know about LAX. As many of you know, LAX is a wonderful platform that allows students to engage in many interactive language activities. Throughout the semester, students participate in fun, collaborative projects like the DIY project, Let's Play, karaoke, poetic society, and many more.
Exactly! It is all about learning English outside of a traditional classroom setting. And LAX Talk is our special segment where we invite speakers ranging from industry professionals to our very own teachers and students to share their experiences.
Today, they will be sharing their insights specifically on our theme, how these interactive activities help us preserve genuine human connection and communication in the digital age. Which brings us to a very exciting first segment.
We are bringing together both academic and industry perspectives. We are honored to have invited distinguished speakers from both UPM and the professional industry to share their insights on how human interaction remains irreplaceable, even as AI takes center stage at the workplace. Let's tune in.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's LAX Talk Professional Discourse. Designing learning for connection. Why do we still make students talk to each other? In today's world, students can get answers instantly through AI and technology. But can technology truly replace human connection? This is what we'll be discussing today with our wonderful panelists from education and professional practice. Let's get started. First, we have Miss Ramit Kaur, who will share her insights and teaching learning experience from her years of experience. Hi, Miss Ramit.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to meet you. Right. Miss Ranmit is an experienced language teacher here at Cal with more than 10 years of teaching experience. She has also been an active member of LAX development team. Welcome to Cal.
Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Adawiyah binti Abu Abid, who will provide the professional and workplace perspective on communication and collaboration. Hi, Miss Adawiyah.
Hello.
Miss Adawiyah is a professional with over 2 decades of combined experience in academia, human resource, and management and media. Thank you all for being here with us today.
Pleasure.
Let's start with the panelists introducing themselves. Miss Ramit, would you like to begin?
Sure. So my name is Miss Ranmit Kaur, and I have been teaching in UPM since 2011. In the past, I've been part of the development of writing courses as a coordinator, and also I have been involved as a trainer in starting and finishing school programs conducted in UPM. In addition to that, I have also worked on the graduate employability blueprint, which was written for the Ministry of Education in Malaysia. And these are some of the things that I have been involved in my career here in UPM.
It's good to know about you, Miss Ramit. What about you, Miss Adawiyah?
Thank you. Assalamualaikum. I am Adawiyah. I started my real world adventure way back in 2001. And then I was teaching in a private college. And then after 8 years, I decided I wanted to venture into something else. So I took up human resource and I joined an oil and gas company as a training and development executive. And that does not, my story did not stop there. Okay, I went into media after that. So it's like academic, human resource, and now I'm doing media. So after how many years, I'm still in media and advertising. I think even though I stopped teaching, but my heart is always, once a teacher, always a teacher. So that's why I am here and willing to share my experience with the students.
Thank you, Miss Adawiyah, for your introduction. To begin our discussion, I'd like to ask both panelists, what are your thoughts on the introduction of generative AI and its effect on human connection?
All right, thank you for the question. So I believe that generative AI have definitely changed the way we communicate, especially when it comes to teaching and learning. Students now are able to communicate even though they may not be very proficient in a particular language. So they can partake in communication, and this actually helps to assist them to enhance, to connect with more people. However, having said that, communication is quite complex, and I believe that if they very much heavily rely on artificial intelligence only, they will not be able to communicate as effectively with people that they're not very familiar with, because communicating with artificial intelligence is very different when it comes to communicating with human beings. It is more complex. It requires a lot of understanding, dealing with complex situations where you require empathy, negotiation, and greater understanding in what is actually being felt by the person that you're communicating with in front of you. So definitely it has changed, and it does help students who are weak. But having said that, communication is very complex, so we still need to have communication with people other than just artificial intelligence.
That's really interesting, especially coming from classroom practice. Now, what about you, Miss Adaria?
Thank you for the question. When we talk about AI, me personally, when it was first introduced, I was quite skeptical about it, and I am an old school person, so I prefer human face-to-face connection, and in my line of work, you need creativity. So I think AI limits that, because creativity is human trait, But as we go along, I realized that it is just a tool. AI is just a tool. It's how we use it. So either we use it or we abuse it. So it's actually the pros and the cons are always there. But having said that, I agree with Mr. Amit just now that it helps you to communicate, but you need to know how to use it properly.
Okay. I like your take on that, Ms. Adaria. Thank you for your answer. And speaking of classrooms, I'd like to start with Ms. Ramit. Compared to when you first started teaching, what changes have you observed in students' attention spans and peer interaction over time?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. We are currently living in a very fast-paced environment, and definitely we can see that changes in the students in our classroom. So what I notice is communication. So the current students are very, very much exposed to things happening instantly. So they are usually multitasking. They are usually engaged in multiple activities at the same time, and everything is at a click of a finger. So having said that, their attention span in the classroom have definitely drastically reduced. And this makes it quite challenging as an educator. So I think educators have to bring the change within the classroom and come up with more activities, and also plan lessons which accommodate to the current need, which is where we should have more peer collaboration, more group discussions, and create opportunity. This will actually help to create opportunity for students to communicate as well as build a connection. So what happens is when they are constantly using AI, there's no connection that is being built. The task is completed, but the connection is not being built. And within a society, is very important. In order for the society to grow, you need to build connection. So human interaction also involves building a connection and a relationship. So it's important to include that in the classroom in order for it to be successful, and in order for it to connect to the current students that we are teaching right now.
That's very true. Students today are surrounded by distractions all the time. And I think that leads nicely to my next question. Students often complain that group work is inefficient and unfair. How can we help them see the peer interaction as a professional competency?
Okay, so I believe that group work is very, very important, and we can never escape that, because after they were to leave the university environment or the learning environment, regardless of whichever field they might be in, there is very great importance in a need to collaborate with people, regardless of how high skilled their job might be in the future. So the university is actually a platform or a playground for them to enhance the concept of working together and coming up with ideas and generating new ideas, okay, to think of ways to probably solve a problem or to come up to a solution or to even successfully conduct a particular task that has been assigned to them. So Group work is essential, and within a classroom, as an educator, the way you execute it and how students find value in it, which will be what will help the students to see how that it will benefit them.
Okay, right. Speaking from your experience, do you think there is a difference between working together and connecting? And how do you design learning experiences that promote genuine connection?
Okay, definitely there's a difference between working together and connecting, because sometimes when you assign a task, the students will happily divide the task and complete it. But there's no actual connection, there's no actual communication that takes place where there's understanding or even collaborative learning taking place, because they are working in isolation. So working in isolation is not something you can sustain in order for you to get something that is a quality product or an outcome that will be most successful. So there is a difference, and ideally students should be working together and not working in isolation, and that's important.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ramit.
Thank you.
And eventually, students bring these habits into the workplace too, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And so now I would like to hear from the professional perspective. Ms. Adawiyah, when you are hiring or mentoring new graduates, what communication weaknesses do new graduates show that affect their teamwork at work?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, when we talk about new grads, yeah, these are the product that just come out from the university. Even though they, most of them, they have gone to internship, but 14 weeks, 16 weeks, it's not enough to actually build them or to actually improve much. Okay. But again, it depends on the students themselves. So the good students probably they will take advantage of internship duration to improve themselves in terms of communication, in terms of whatever soft skill that they need. But for some students, they come like that. They finish their internship like that. It's just for them to complete internship and then graduate on time, things like that. But when they come to the real world, this is when they open their eyes. This is when they face the problems of all these problems, not being able to communicate, they don't understand instructions, and they don't know how to get information. They don't know how to participate in meetings, in discussion, presentation skills. These are the things that they need to brush before they actually come to in the real world, the working world. And I like to take Ms. Remit's points just now about not communicating but not connecting. These will produce workers who work in silo. They work in isolation, and the teamwork is not there. And a lot of things cannot be achieved if you don't have that teamwork spirit. It's not so much of spirit, but their communication skill. They lack communication skill. That's why it hinders them from participating, from taking part. And it's not, sometimes they are potential, but because they lack all of this, it hinders them from excel, being excellent in work.
I agree. I think many students don't realize how important communication becomes when they start working.
Correct.
And I imagine that transition can be quite shocking for some graduates. Therefore, from your experience, what is the biggest culture shock students face when they move from a quiet solo study environment to a collaborative professional workplace?
I think many of them cannot foresee that when you go into the real world, the working world, you need to be independent.
Yes.
A lot of things you need to do on your own. some of them, they still have the mindset that there will be people who would be guiding them. Okay, yes, we will give you guidance, but you cannot expect us to hold your hands all the time. Okay, and we need, the students, the fresh grads, they need to manage their own expectation in terms of all this. They will not be spoon-fed. They will not be what we call that, supervised all the time. Some of the supervisors, they would only give you this instruction, and you have to figure it out yourself. So this is what's lacking, and then we do not have, or your supervisor will not have the time to go back and forth, giving you instruction, giving you clarification. So those are the things that the students need to empower themselves with.
That's very interesting, because students may do well academically, but workplace communication is a completely different challenge for them. Okay. Coming to my next question, in your opinion, Ms. Adawiya, what communication skills that university should focus on to meet industry units?
I think the most important is presentation skill, because you have to do presentation all the time. It's not so much of presentation in the whole room, but sometimes just with your supervisor, with your co-workers. And presentation skill, it embodies the whole range of communication skill. Correct? You have critical thinking there, you have problem solving there, you have face-to-face communication there. What else? You do your research beforehand. So these are all the skills that you need. Not only in university, not only when you do your presentation for your grading, it is what you bring in the working world. So this is what we need to get the students to understand, because some of them, they simply do it for the grades, and they do not enjoy doing it. They think it's a burden, because nobody likes to read, nobody likes to research. But these are the fundamental things that build a good worker.
I agree with you. Yes. Definitely, we should work on improving that for both the student side and also university side. Okay, coming back to Ms. Ramit, even though AI can stimulate real communication nowadays, real conversation, do you think that this makes human-to-human communication more valuable, or does it become unnecessary?
Okay, I think that even though we have the presence of artificial intelligence to assist us with communication, human interaction is still very important and will always be very important, because human beings are very complex beings, and there are a lot of things that have to be understood while you're communicating with a person. So not everything can be translated in words. So there are a lot of things, maybe like their facial expressions, their feeling, the feeling of empathy, all of that. In order for you to successfully connect with the person that you're communicating with, human interaction is still very, very important. And there will always be a need for human interaction.
I agree. Okay, thank you so much. So before we wrap up, I would like to ask both panelists one final question. How will society change if learning becomes fully individual and AI-based?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I think if learning becomes fully AI-based, students will very much excel, because everything that they do, it's very focused on that particular student. So their feedback will be very individualized, very focused on their growth. So based on their feedback because it's very individualized, so they will learn and they'll be better. So that will actually change the way education actually goes forward, which is excellent. It's good, right? So it's very much catered. However, having said that, we cannot grow as a community or a society if you just work in isolation. We have to collaborate. In order for growth to take place, you need to communicate with the people around you, and learning also have to take place in such an environment for a society to excel and grow. So I believe that yes, there'll be a change, a drastic change in the terms of learning. However, having said that, there is also a need for you to interact and communicate with other people in order to contribute to a growing society and to give back for growth. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Thank you. And to you?
Okay, I think it will not be possible for it to be so individual and too much dependent on or fully dependent on AI. We will be crippled. As human, we need human interaction, face to face, like what Ms. Ramit said just now, the emotion, the empathy, those are the things that make us human. So if we take this from ourselves, we will be crippled. It won't make us human anymore. Even now, there are so many people who does not know how to interact with others. They can be keyboard warriors when they are online because nobody is in front of them. They can be so powerful when it's only words, but when you see them face to face, they might probably not be so powerful anymore. So that is why we still need to be actively interacting with each other. Doesn't matter if it's your personal life, it's in your study, or it's in the working world, you still have to communicate with others, not to be, because that guarantee growth actually. If you are just on yourself, there will be no growth, definitely, even for university, even for working world. So I think it's not possible for that.
Okay. Those are really meaningful thoughts from both of our panelists. Thank you very much. I think today's discussion reminds us that education is not only about knowledge, but also about human connection. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to sincerely thank Ms. Ramit Kaur and also Ms. Adawiyah for being here with us and sharing their meaningful insights on AI today. And thank you to our audience for joining us in this meaningful discussion. Please give our panelists a round of applause.
Wow, what a fascinating perspective from our speakers. It is reassuring to hear that both academic and industry professionals still value the human touch, even in an increasingly AI-driven world.
I couldn't agree more. But how does this translate to our own experiences as students and graduates?
To answer that, our second LAX talk features our very own students and alumni. They will be sharing their personal journeys on how LAX has helped them build real-world communication skills that no AI can replicate. Over to the panel.
Thank you to the master of the ceremony. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. And welcome to the LAX Talk Alumni session. My name is Muhammad Mukris Hakimi from Faculty of Educational Studies, currently pursuing in Bachelor of TESOL with Honours. And I'll be your host for this LAX Talk. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is LAX Talk? Well, it is a platform where we'll have discussions with our alumni about certain aspects of LAX, such as their experiences with LAX and how has it helped them in their current jobs or academic pursuits. We will also find out what our panels think about LAX Day theme, which is preserving human interaction in the age of AI. So without further ado, let us begin our LAX talk by introducing three of our panelists today. Let's first start with our first panel, Ms. Shonia Simin. She will share how the communication and collaboration skills gained through LAX prepared her for postgraduate studies in the UK and her current role as sustainability analyst. Now, next up, we have our second panel, Miss Valerie Kwek. Having joined LAX 3 times, she will share how her experience with LAX has changed over time and what she has gained from it as a student. And finally, we have our last panel, Miss Alisa Hani. She will be sharing her experience on how constant exposure to the English language through LAX activities and events helps her in using the language during her current internship at Gentari, which is a subsidiary company of Petronas. So, good day to all of you. Can you please introduce yourself and then perhaps briefly describe your most memorable LAX experiences? Let's start with Ms. Shonia.
Sure. So thank you, Mukris. So hi everyone. So I'm Shonia. I'm currently working as a sustainable analyst. So to be honest, it's actually have been 5 years from my LAX experience. So it's been quite a time. So what's the memorable things that I remember about my LAX experiences? I've joined quite a few of the LAX program, so I couldn't pinpoint which is the most memorable, but I could say that LAX has been always give me the best platform for me to sort of practice my English in that safe zone, nobody to charge you, no marks counted, and that informal setting is actually my most memorable memories of LAX because that's how I gain this confidence.
All right, thank you, Ms. Shonia. So now let's head over to Ms. Valerie.
Alright, so hi, my name is Valerie. I'm currently a second year architecture student here in UPM. And I've done Poetic Society after 5 as well as That's So Bizarre this semester. I would have to say that probably the most memorable LAX for me is after 5. One was because I had very good team members and the conversation just flowed very easily. Everybody was very easygoing. We were all able to coordinate with each other very well. So it was just overall a very good experience for me for that. What about you?
Well, good morning to you, Mukris, and to the other panelists. My name is Alisa. I am currently interning under Gentari, where I am in the Department of Health, Safety and Environment. And my most memorable LAX experience was, since Valerie mentioned Poetic Society, I am a die-hard fan of William Shakespeare. So hence, LAX was completely the perfect place for me to be myself entirely. So I think that's the most memorable time for me. That is being part of Poetic Society and just being a part of LAX as a whole.
Very interesting. All right, thank you very much for your introduction. All right, now let's start our session with the first question. So I would like to start with Ms. Shonia. I would like to ask, when you were completing LAX activities, do you think this activity was actually useful, or do you feel like it's just another assignment that you have to finish off?
All right. Thank you for the great questions, Mukris. So to be honest, when I was a student doing the LAX, it was just another assignment for me, unfortunately. But towards the end, when I'm currently in my working life now, when I further my postgraduate study in the UK, that is actually when I realized the impactful of LAX, where it's actually slowly built up my confidence to not just speak in informal setting, but also for me to actually speak up to the native there when I was studying in the UK. So I would say the impact is coming after the LAX sessions and all. So yeah, it's actually very useful for me.
All right, very interesting insight. So Ms. Valerie, what do you think about this?
I would say it's at times for both because of the different experiences I had with all the LAX. That's So Bizarre was for me most informative and I guess knowledge-wise most useful. But during Poetic Society, there was heavy reliance on AI to complete the session basically. So it was really, really hard to find it enjoyable or to see it anything more than assignment, unfortunately.
I see. So how about Ms. Alisa?
Well, I don't want to sound too as if I'm too much of a nerd, but I look forward to LAX each semester actually. I am so glad the existence of it. I was like, there's more to it than just science. So because of what I'm already doing tends to take up a toll on my mind, my energy, and my time. I do a lot of reading, writing, researching. So it's nice to have a time or like a course because I don't see it too much of an assignment. I see it as a fun activity to do. It's a form of escapism for me, actually. So being able to do poems, I get to review movies. Like, what do you mean I get to review movies as an assignment? Like, that's not an assignment. That's just me being on Letterboxd. So to say whether or not it's useful, yes, it is definitely useful. Whether or not do I treat it as an assignment, I think you can still find joy in the common and mundane. So yeah, that would be for me.
Very interesting insights from everyone, just having varied responses towards this question. All right, so let's head over to the next question. I will start this with Miss Alisa first on this. Looking back, what skills from these like activities do you find yourself using most at work, which is right now you are interning, right? So what skills do you think is most useful?
I find, well, I think ever since I started studying, but I think LAX definitely amplifies that because it is an additional assignment that you would have to do. So with LAX as well as my other studies, including what I'm doing right now, is the skills that I think I have adopted and have polished is proper planning, like planning effectively. Like you can plan, but you don't necessarily would be able to get something out of it. So when I was doing LAX and everything, it definitely requires me to allocate a specific time to think about my ideas, when should I elaborate, how long should the recording be, and ensuring that my team members are on the right path. So I think LAX plays a very important part in terms of this new skill that I think I've kind of gotten a hand at it already, because a lot of people were saying, how are you dealing with, doing your final year, you have your reports going on, you're also interning, I drive back and forth, so don't you feel exhausted? I think it's just being able to plan effectively makes life a little bit more at ease. Not saying it's less busy, but at least I know when to stop, when to start, because at least I know, okay, tomorrow I already have a plan going on. So
very interesting. So Miss Valerie, what about you in terms of your studies right now?
Alright, I'm just gonna extend a little bit from Alyssa as well. For me, it's probably time management and communication. In architecture, we constantly have to basically run against deadline. We're working with a lot of team members. Sometimes it's up to like 30, sometimes it's the entire class. So for me, it's around 60 plus students. And you just have to be able to share your ideas to your lecturers, to your panels in every presentation in a convincing and coherent manner. So LAX really made it a platform to actually train and practice how to articulate your ideas in a much more informal setting, I would say. And it's a lot more interesting because you get to share with different topics.
All right. So, to Ms. Shania, how about you?
All right. Okay. So I do actually agree with what both of them said, but I'll just add on a few more points from my point of views. So coming where I'm, English is not my first or second language. English is actually my third language. So I actually struggled a lot back then during my first, second year, because I don't have that conducive environment for me to speak in English. So LAX is actually that platform for me that keep me force me to speak in English, even that I was totally, I would say, very, very elementary level, couldn't even structure proper sentence back then. So what I'm gained out of the most useful things is, I would say, the clarity in speaking, because you don't need to be very extravaganza with your vocabularies, but you need to be able to effectively communicate with other people. That is very much that is a very good skills later on, be it in your postgraduate, be it later in your working lives, to be able to speak in clear, concise, and everyone can understand you with just a simple terms. That's the most skill that I've gained towards my LAX times in the UPM.
All right. It's very fascinating to see how LAX skills has actually equipped each of you for the real world and even studies in terms of having a clear communication, time management, and also in terms of team communication skills as well. All right, so let's go ahead for the next question. It's very related to our LAX Day theme for this year. So I would like to start with Miss Valerie because you did mention during the first question just now about the usage of AI, right? So I would like to ask, do you think AI could have made your LAX experience easier? And would that have been a good thing to you?
All right, as the batch of students that actively do use AI in their studies, I would say that it did make it easier, but it's not necessarily a good thing. For LAX in particular, from what I understand, it's to obtain the language, to be able to converse in English much more naturally, right? But with the use of AI, it kind of took away that acquiring the language inside your own terms, because when you're only one click away from a perfectly phrased sentence, it's very hard for you to accept that you would make mistakes inside your sentence, and it's just much more easier. It takes away your creativity and curiosity in discovering new information and obtaining new knowledge when AI is right there. So I guess in terms of language acquisition, perhaps it's not the greatest thing.
All right, so Miss Alyssa, what do you think about this?
I really want to give the benefit of the doubt when it comes to artificial intelligence. I believe the intentions of the invention of AI was to benefit mankind in terms of making their lives easier and act as an assistant. But I think that's where the line should have been drawn, as an assistant, not a person to take over your job. Hence, did I ever use AI in terms of anything? I didn't. I can't for the life of me. I tried to. In fact, I was encouraged to a lot by friends, peers, lecturers. But then when I do so, I find that my mind just doesn't work anymore. It just, because everything is spoon-fed to me. And I think we've all been taught that if everything is spoon-fed to you, then you wouldn't actually be able to do anything from your own efforts. So would have been easier? Yes, if done the right way and with the correct objectives and intentions, but I think you don't necessarily need it to actually do anything. I miss the whole the human essence in essays, in reports and writings. I mean, I have been told that a lot of my essays tend to sound almost very personal rather than it seems like it's straight up from a textbook, and I think that's the greatest compliment I have ever gotten. And I'd like for it to remain as so.
All right, very interesting insight. And finally, Miss Shania.
All right. Mine is a bit different from both of them experience because I've been graduated for around 5 years now. So back then when my LAX experience is very physical, we don't have AI. All we do is gathering around and then with a notepad and pen on top of our on the table, and probably we just Google around like what is this about, like what movie we're going to talk to, look at the summary, but no AI generation at that point. So was I struggle? I am. I was because I was not good in English back then. I need to look at the summary, I need to understand it, and another time I need to know how to communicate speaking in English. It's already even more harder to me, you know. It's like double hard for me. So will I think AI will be good use? I would say yes, especially to students like us where English is not our first or second language. They help us to have more vocabulary so that we know the word use, and probably help us to phrasing a little bit more so that we can mimic it and then use it in our daily lives. So this is how I improve my English. Yeah, by mimicking it, by looking examples in the YouTubes and so. So I would say it's good, but like what Alisa said, or like what Valerie said, we should draw a line, and it's always good to like have a reminders to the students, especially when AI is very common now, that the confidence in speaking English, the masteries to obtain English speaking skills, especially in informal setting, it still come within yourself, individuals. So it's especially important to the educators now, or probably to the peers, to the friends, to always remind oneself to, to build confidence, to like some human touch to it when speaking. Yeah, but AI definitely helps as a good tool. Yeah.
All right, that's very interesting insight from three of you. Yes, I completely agree that even though AI is what people say is a valuable assistant for helping us to do jobs and tasks and everything, but at the same time, if we too rely on it, I would say we kind of lose our creativity and even human connection as well. That even make these Lex activities very effective to do. All right, we almost coming to the end of our Lex Talk session. Let's hear from our panelists for our final question, which is, I would like the panelists for today to sum up your Lex experiences in exactly 3 words.
I would say, dare to speak.
I would say diverse, unconventional, and interesting.
Okay, my 3 words, I would say fun, liberating, and adventurous.
Those words are really powerful. And that marks the end of our Lex Talk alumni session. Thank you very much to Ms. Shonia, Ms. Valerie, and Ms. Alyssa for joining me today in Lex Talk and sharing a lot of insights regarding Lex that have impacted your careers. I wish all the best to all of you on your respective journeys. And also, thank you so much to all of you that is watching today. Hope this sharing session helped you to open your mind on how Lex can be so impactful in your academics and also daily lives. Until then, see you soon and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to our alumni for that wonderful sharing session. It is always so inspiring to hear how LAX has shaped their confidence in the real world.
It truly is. I definitely took some mental notes there. Now, we have one final Let's Talk for you today. This time, we are passing the mic to our UPM Sarawak panelists to dive deeper into the future of language learning on campus. Let's hear what they have to say.
Welcome to UPMS LAX Talk. In modern world, students have been using advanced technology like AI for learning experience. Today, we're going to dive in for the topic today. Will AI make learning English less human? Please welcome for our guest for today, Brian.
What's up, bro? How's you?
Fine. Next, our guest, Leonard Gabriel.
Woo! Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Sit here.
Guys.
And the last our guest, Olivia. How are you?
Hello. Hi.
It's been nice all of you been attending for today for discussion. Yes. And before we start our main discussion, and first our guest Brian, please introduce yourself to our audience.
So, hello guys, my name is Brian and I'm currently studying in Bachelor Science in Bioindustry. So, I also involved in MPF and also involved with KBS, like in the event Kosa Orang Muda to give a talk to SMK or SK students. And also, I'm taking LEX like movie review and food review. So, thanks guys.
Thank you, Brian. Leo, please introduce yourself.
So, hi everyone. So, good morning. My name is Leonard Gabriel. So, I'm currently further study in Bachelor Science Bioindustry. So, right now I'm currently in semester 4. So, a little bit of myself is that I really like taking agriculture. I really like nature. So, besides that, I have joined several activities of LAX. So, today is a very big day for me because I've been invited to join this LAX talk for today. So, thank you for inviting me. Back to you.
Thank you, Leo. Olivia. Please introduce yourself.
Hello guys, my name is Olivia Walanis and I'm currently studying in Bachelor of Science Human Development with Management, and I'm a very active person in volunteering, and I feel honored to be able to participate in LAX Talk for today.
Wow. Thank you, our guests, for introducing for our audience. That's very interesting, all of you. And before we start our main discussion, so please take out your phone and what kind of AI platform you've been using throughout your learning experience.
Oh, so for me, I'm using ChatGPT because it's very convenient to use and very easy.
So guys, I'm using Grok AI and it's more information than ChatGPT.
Okay, for me I use Gemini because it is very accurate and more faster when it gives you information.
Wow. Leo use ChatGPT, Brian use
Grok AI.
Grok AI, and Olivia use
I do use
Gemini. Oh wow, that's very have a nowadays AI have a very many platform now for students. Okay. Let's start our main discussion. Let's start with Brian. How do you actually use your AI for your learning English?
So to be honest, I always use AI to learn English. So sometimes I will make assignment and I don't feel confident in my writing and my grammar. So I will ask AI to give a feedbacks, and AI will make some correction in my essay or grammar. So when I with AI, like I having online buddies, so online friends. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Leo, what's the one thing AI helps you do better than before?
Okay, to answer that, AI really helps me a lot by completing my work, such as assignment, lab work, or maybe some finding or researching in scientific term. So AI is very useful when we use it correctly, when need to find some interesting facts or maybe some what I say scientific term to use in our assignment in real life. Yeah, that's all.
Wow, it's very
inspiring.
Yeah, I'm very a research person.
Thank you, Leo and Brian. Okay, Olivia, be honest, have you ever depend too much on it?
Okay, for me, honestly, I'm using AI every day, especially for my assignment, because nowadays my lecturer always asks the student to use English in our assignment, and I'm not really good in English, so I will ask some ideas or to correct my grammar.
Thank you, Olivia. And for the next round, it's a debate question. Let's start with Brian. You mentioned AI helps with notes, but can it actually replace with a real teacher or lecturer?
No, because I don't think so. Because when I think teacher is better because they can understand our feeling and can help what we struggle with. So if we with AI, like I think we can reach out the feelings, like flat feelings, and I think just teacher is better, can get the real conversation also. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree with him.
Wow. Okay. How about you, Leo? Do you feel less confident speaking to real people when you use to AI?
All right. In terms of that, when we use too much of AI, we are too comfortable when typing, because AI is we usually use in social media or in phone or technology and etc. So when we interact with real person or real life, we will feel less confident because we rely too much on AI to give us answer. So when we talk, when we interact, will make us think or hesitate. Are we saying the things is right, wrong, or probably what I'm talking is nonsense? So when we are using too much AI, will help us reduce our confidence. So that is why we have to use AI with proper use.
Wow. Okay. What about you, Olivia? What do we lose if we learn through screen only?
Okay, for my point of view, what we really lose, if we depend too much on AI, we will lose our most important skills, such as expressing our emotion and also our communication skills. As Leo said, we feel less confident. From my experience, because I depend too much on AI, if anyone asks me a question, I need to make an confirmation from AI.
Yeah, because when we use AI, we feel like less confident, not just from speaking, but only for information too. Because nowadays we keep information with citation also as a reference.
Yeah,
okay. So let's move on to the next round. It's a future perspective. This is an open question for every one of you. Okay. Looking ahead, will English learning become less human? What should students to keep that more human in learning?
So let me go first. Okay. So as a student, I will more focus in the class and also more like involved in the activity in like that collab with English club also, and students should take LAX like because my experience to when I taking LAX because they can gain our confidence and our vocabulary and our grammar tools because we talk to real person and didn't rely too much in AI also.
What about you, Leo?
Yeah.
So I agree with him with his statement. So I would like to add on some of my opinion also. So as a student, I will maybe interact more with my classmate, with my colleague. So when we are speaking with them, we will improve ourselves. So besides that, maybe the students will join some activities such as discussion, presentation, or debate. These activities will help them improve their English much better. So when we're using AI, we must use it. We must use it as a tools. Do not make it as a main teacher, because AI is not very practical when used in real life. So compared to human interaction, AI only gives us facts and answer, not experience and feelings. So that is why students should be interact more.
That's a great answer from you, Leo. And Olivia, same question. What's your opinion?
Okay, as for me, a lecturer or English teacher need to encourage more students to participate in English club. I heard from the other student there's a new club in UPMS. It is an English club, and I think that is the best way to enhance your skill in English.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia, for sharing your opinion there. And so the last round, this is a quick question and quick answer. Okay, one sentence only. So let's start with Brian. AI or teacher?
I will choose teacher because teacher can feel our feelings.
Okay. Leonard, typing or speaking?
Or speaking.
Okay, that's a
Why
quick
we
one.
are choose speaking? This is because when we interact with real humans, we will improve our grammar and vocabulary. Compared to typing, we only comfortable in media social or online. So that is why we must interact more with our social friends, with our friends and our classmates. That's why.
Olivia, ChatGPT or a friend?
Friends.
Friend.
Because friends, the conversation with friends was more natural, and it also helps you to express more of your feeling. And yeah, for me, I prefer friends.
Oh, okay. Any one of you, online class or face-to-face?
For me, I choose face-to-face because you can ask the teacher or the lecturer directly, and if you need to enhance your skills, you need to learn face-to-face because you cannot learn it from online.
Yes, I agree with her. So I will also be choosing face-to-face. This is because an educator will help us learn more. They will give us practical work or give us real experience or real interaction with humans. So compared to using AI, this only give us answers and they do not judge us compared to educator. So educator is very important when teaching students that really need to improve their English.
So I agree with Leo. Leo like to being just. Just kidding. So I really agree with Leo because when we in the face-to-face class, we can gain more focus also and gain more confidence. Because in AI, we can just ask just typing, just like Leo mentioned. But if face-to-face, we can gain confident to ask to teacher because sometimes people try to ask teacher because they don't have to have confidence to ask the lecturer.
Yeah, like my friend is very shy when in class, so I know him.
Oh, that's a very interesting for sharing entre all of you because yes, I do agree. But for first one, Brian said that teacher is the best one compared to AI because teacher have a skill, talent, and have a emotion on a real human compared to AI. For Leo, speaking is the best option compared to the typing because speaking is useful nowadays, especially when in Korea we need to communicate to the other people in the organization. And for Olivia, a friend is the best option compared to the ChatGPT because friends have a natural way of feeling. They have an emotion, they have a real thinking in the other way compared to AI, which is agree all of things what we do. And for the class method, we all agree that face-to-face is better than online class because online class we tend to out of a zone when try to learning in class compared to face-to-face. When we face-to-face, we can discuss with the friend and to the lecturer. And that's all we have. AI is a great tool, but as our guest said, nothing beats a real human connection. Thanks for watching Lex and have a nice day.
Goodbye guys.
Bye, thank you.
A huge thank you to our panelists and moderator from UPM Sarawak. It's been very refreshing to hear from our friends from Borneo. Our gratitude goes to all our moderator and panelists for those incredibly insightful discussions across all three talks today.
My brain is definitely buzzing with all that information, but we are not done exercising our minds just yet. Alright everyone, it is time to take a quick breather from the talks and challenge yourself with LAX Puzzle.
Pay close attention because the puzzle will be shown in the form of a video right after this. You need to watch the video carefully, figure out the clues, and then here's the most important part. You must discuss the answer with your group members in your LAX Day discussion video.
This is the case of the last presentation. A group of final year students was preparing for an important presentation. This presentation was not just another assignment. It could influence their final grades and even their chances of getting an internship. The team had several days to prepare. They divided the work, shared ideas, and agreed on a plan. Everything seemed under control. At first, it looked like the team was moving in the right direction. But beneath the surface, not everyone had the same understanding of what needed to be done. On the day of the presentation, something went very wrong. The slides were unclear. The explanations did not match the content. Some team members could not explain their own parts. So now, we ask the question, what caused this failure? Let us take a closer look at the team. Aina is the team leader. She is responsible and organized, but often feels pressured by time. Jason is confident and efficient. He prefers to work quickly and often uses tools to complete tasks. Mei Ling is quiet but careful. She pays attention to details and prefers to check things before finalizing them. Farid is creative and expressive. He has good ideas, but sometimes struggles to explain them clearly. Let us now examine their communication. 2 days before the presentation, Jason offered to prepare the content. He said he would use AI to generate the material quickly. Some members were unsure, but agreed to proceed. The next day, the slides were shared. Mei Ling noticed that the content was too general. Farid said he did not understand one of the slides. However, these concerns were not discussed further. On the night before the presentation, some members were still unsure about their parts. A rehearsal was suggested, but it did not happen. Now, let us go back to their presentation day. During the presentation, team members struggled to explain their ideas. At times, they simply read from the slides, without fully understanding them. Some slides used complex and formal language. It sounded professional. But was it clear? The lecturer later commented, "The language was good, but the ideas were unclear." Several problems can now be identified. The team relied on content they did not fully understand. They did not discuss their ideas clearly. They ignored concerns, and they did not practice together. As a result, the presentation lacked clarity and real communication. Now, it is your turn to investigate the case. So, what went wrong? Who contributed most to the problem? What evidence supports your answer? Think carefully about the case.
Welcome back! We hope you will enjoy cracking the puzzle with your group members soon. Remember to include your answer in your group discussion video for LAX Day.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of our event today, which means it is time for our most awaited session.
The winner announcement session. The moment of truth has arrived. We have seen some incredible submissions this semester across all categories, from LAX 2007 Get Groom, LAX 2009 Language Art, LAX 2011 My Comic Strip, and finally, LAX 2019 DIY Project.
The creativity was truly off the charts this year. It must have been so tough for the judges. So, without further delay, let's announce the winners for the main competition. massive congratulations to all our winners and a job well done to everyone who participated. Seeing all those creative projects was definitely the highlight of my day.
To conclude this meaningful celebration of human connection and officially bring LAX Day to a close, it is our greatest honor to invite Dr. Azima Abdul Aziz, Head of the English Language Proficiency Division, CALC, to deliver the closing speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Yang Berusaha, Dr. Husni Tahap Sayun, Director of CALC UPM. Yang Berusaha, Dr. Sanima Hussein, Deputy Director of CALC UPM. Yang Berusaha, Dr. Azlina Muhammad Serai, Head of Malay Language and Global Language Proficiency Division, CALC UPM. Yang dihormati, Encik Muhammad Ammar Rosli, Program Director for LAX Day 2026, all staff, students, and LAX Day 2026 committee members present here today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are able to meet today to celebrate LAX Day 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, the arrival of artificial intelligence or AI has brought about profound changes in the teaching and learning environment. Never has knowledge and academic output been more convenient, at touch of a button, or even merely spoken through the voice pickup of a computer. At the same time, questions on academic integrity or honesty will be frequently raised whenever academic output is to be assessed. Here at CALC, since 2013, as part of the English Language Experience or LAX package, the language activities, or better known as LAX component, has provided a platform for UPM students to actively use the target language in a non-threatening environment. Students would talk about subjects ranging from artistic manifestations of language expressions to scientific discoveries of the ages, all for the purpose of providing UPM graduates with the language skills and attitude for the job market. Now, we may ask, how is LAX faring under this new AI regime? The answer is surprisingly well, based on the hundreds of video evidence provided by the students as part of the LAX activities. Some might say the discussions are AI scripted. I will say, so be it. The fact is, for some students, the LAX discussions are the only time they are actively using English. Over time, and over many discussions, the English structure and vocabulary will slowly be ingrained and become part of the student's English language repertoire. A MUET Band 3 student who is required to complete 24 hours of LAX activities would have completed 24 discussions. For each of the discussions, the student would have to listen, respond, agree or disagree, suggest, clarify, and even paraphrase. In other words, repetition. Repetitions reinforce memory. Repetitions convert effortful practice into effortless skill. Repetitions lead to the target language becoming a part of the individual, automatic, intuitive, and available for real communication. With or without AI, the student has acquired language competence. What we want to achieve at CALC is producing UPM graduates who can converse and communicate competently in the workplace. While AI may assist, the human aspect is still essential. It is what makes us all, for want of a better word, human. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to LAX Day 2026, to Encik Muhammad Ammar and to the committee members, I sincerely applaud your efforts for organizing this event. To the student winners, congratulations. May all involved, be it the students and also the instructors, gain wisdom and experience. It may perhaps be small, but everything contributes to the sum total of what makes us all humans. And on that note, I declare LAX Day 2026 officially closed. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Azima, for the wonderful speech.
Remember, no matter how advanced technology gets, your voice, your expressions, and your human connections are your greatest assets. Keep conversing, keep creating, and keep connecting.
As the saying goes, to every beginning, there is an ending. We have reached the final segment of our broadcast.
That's it from us, guys. It's been our pleasure to host this event, and I wish you all a pleasant day.
Bye!